I liked all the fun stuff and the but I didn't introduce you right. I didn't introduce you right. I was all like, hey, let me tell the story about me. But you're here.
Also present.
Present. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of JJG and The Face. We are on location here in Bilbao, Spain, at an airport. And as usual, I appreciate you here. That doesn't make any sense, but today, the face of stand-up UK comedy is Stephanie Laing. Stephanie, how we doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, I stumbled through all of that.
No, you did great.
I was trying to say things, but I have so many things on my head right now. We've been eating all the food and drinking all the drinks. So right now I'm kind of a cloudy mess, if you will. So, hello. We're at the airport right now. We're at the airport. But I wanted to talk with Stephanie about a little bit of stuff, a little bit of things here and there. Stephanie's a stand-up comedian I've worked with in 2 countries at this point. We've worked together in Australia, and I count Comedy for the Curious, even though it's on Zoom. Mm-hmm. That's London.
Yeah.
That's London. So even though it's cliche, we talked about this the other day on our walk to go get some food. What even got you into stand-up comedy? Because you're clearly a wonderful person. What are you doing here? What are you doing here with us?
Am I not awful and broken enough to be a comedian?
Well, we're about to find out.
I think I was brought up in a very funny family and brought up on comedy, and then I never really thought about doing stand-up, but then one night I bumped into some people who were like leafleting for a show, and I said, I was very drunk, and I said, can I come and do a bit? And they were like, yeah, do it, and then I went along and they laughed, and I was like, oh, that I might have to do this forever. I'm in now.
So your first time went well?
Yeah.
When was your first bad one?
Ooh.
Like, did it take a long time before you got to the bad, or did you just post?
It did actually, which is good because I think I would have quit if it had happened quite soon.
So tell us what happened with the bad, Stephanie Laing.
When did I suck first?
Like, how long did it take and how did it happen? Because we've talked about this on the train.
Yeah.
But I want them to hear about it. I mean, you don't have to go into all the details, but
oh, that one.
I think that's a good one. I think that's horrible. You all don't know what we go through. Like, I mean, some people do, but she told me one of her stories, and I wanted to go back in time and embrace this poor woman. Just hold her. So, how long did it take for you to get to that point? Not even the first bomb. That particular story that you told me.
That one was about 7 years in.
Oh, look at me. I was so good for 7 years.
Yeah, I didn't die actually ever. It was a charity gig where initially I was billed as being on right after the talk about all the Romanian orphans. So it was going to be sad video, we're helping these kids, and now here is some stand-up, some levity, some of Steph doing a shit. And then I got pushed back to the point where I was supposed to be on just after the strippers. They were like male strippers who were wearing these big white masks.
I love that though. That's just so like eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
Can't see.
So I went on afterwards, and then the MC, he wasn't a comedy MC, so he just said very, very quietly, and now we're going to have some comedy from Stephanie, and I just wandered up to complete silence. And there was a table of like military guys. I don't know why they were there. We were all talking about how much they wanted to have sex with my mum. I thought I handled it all right, but there wasn't a lot of laughter in the room. And then about 7 minutes into my 20-minute set, the MC came up to the stage and just took the microphone out of my hand and was like, oh, thank you, Stephanie, everybody. And then I left. It was very, very painful.
Did you hear that? They took the microphone from her in the middle of her set.
Yeah.
That's so brutal.
I know, it was horrible.
So brutal. Just like, thanks for the effort.
No.
We appreciate the effort. You tried. It wasn't good enough. Goodbye.
Yeah, let's hear more about the orphans, because that will bring some levity to the situation.
So you've been doing this a while. You've traveled to other countries. We met in Australia. Is there something that was birthed of comedy that's not comedy related? Like, has comedy brought you something that you're just like, this is a direct result of comedy. Thank goodness for comedy.
I think probably travel mostly. Like I got to perform in Malaysia, which was awesome.
Where is Malaysia? These are Americans, I'm an American. Where is Malaysia? Like, I think that's like something from Zoolander.
It's like Southeast Asia, so it's like in between.
Should it be called Stillasia?
Wow.
You just got all the no's. COVID doesn't exist here. She just went for all of it, and there's a lot to get there. That was awesome. I hate you. I love you.
So it's like in that bit with all the islands that's in between like India and Australia. It's in there.
Where is it?
Does that help?
Yeah, but tell me where it is.
So here's Asia, right? And then there's India here and like Japan up here and stuff, right? And then down here is Australia. And then here there's a whole bunch of islands. It's got like Indonesia and Malaysia and the Philippines and all of that. It's to the left in there.
I love this. I don't even care about the content at this point. It's just interpretive dance. I think we just landed a plane. We're at the airport, and a plane probably just landed as a result of it. So Malaysia was good. Why?
The stand-up is really interesting because they do it partly in English and then in the two local languages, and they swap between all three, and everybody seems to understand everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they receive you well?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Did you have good food there? Because Stephanie's a vegetarian. For how long have you been a vegetarian?
I mean, I eat a
After
lot.
this trip.
Lot of animals for a vegetarian. Yum 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 yum.
So did you go into vegetarian? Because one of my best friends in the whole wide world, the lizard man, everyone's like, he's all rock and roll, but he doesn't even eat meat. So it like lessens his rock and roll spirit, but it's more punk than anything to not eat meat.
Yeah.
So is there a reason you actually got into this, the vegetarian lifestyle?
Well, I'm not vegetarian.
Okay.
I eat vegetarian when I'm at home. I cook vegetarian. But as soon as I'm out, I'm like, give me chorizo.
We had some really good chorizo while we were here. What was your favorite thing? So we're in Spain right now. We just finished doing San Sebastian, 2 other cities that I can't remember at the moment, but we had some amazing food. Favorite food on this trip? Because I've been posting pictures about food. She was with me for all of them.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite moment of eating?
Speaking as a lifelong vegetarian,
I know.
I would say the steak that we had on, was it Sunday? Yeah.
I don't know days anymore.
No.
I don't. Today we have a gig, or I have a gig, and I don't know what today is. I just know at a certain time I got to get on the tube. So the steak was good?
Yeah, so good. I haven't had steak for like 10 years because of my vegetarianism.
So I like the mixing, the pairing. Oh, she doesn't drink, by the way. So she had to endure a whole bunch of drunk people while having tasting, and we apologize. Well, they apologized more than I did. I'm just like, deal with it. I'm drunk, and you're like, yay. But what was the reason you got into not drinking? Has that affected your stand-up? I think that's what it is. Because this doesn't have to be about stand-up, but I mean, you're in a high alcohol culture, high drug culture.
Yeah.
How are you able to navigate the world? Yes, you're a female comic.
Yeah.
I'm sure that comes with its own like challenges. But not drinking, I would think, like, do you get to sit at the cool kids table? Or, you know what I'm saying?
So I stopped drinking 2 years into doing stand-up. I used to drink before gigs, but then I thought I have to be sharper than the audience. And also I had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, so I wasn't very good at stopping. Like, I could have one, but I couldn't have two. If I had two, I'd have all of them. So there was just a lack of control. And also gigging hungover is absolutely impossible. I don't think you can do that. I suppose it's got me very used to being around drunk people because comedians do enjoy substances a lot of the time. No, I think it's been good for me. I have a much clearer head, and you have to be able to take down the audience.
Yep. So right now, we're not going to go into your job because we're at an airport right now. Because I want to do a second one of these, like a follow-up with you, and that could be in 6 months, that could be tomorrow. I don't care. I do want to do some more where we're not standing in everybody's way, but I do want to know, what do you have coming up? Where do people find you? That kind of stuff. Do you have anything that you want to plug? And if you don't, tell them where to find you on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, on Instagram I'm Stephanie Laing Comedian, and on Facebook I'm also Stephanie Laing Comedian, and on Twitter I'm Stephanie_Laing, Laing. What do I have coming up? Nothing. Gigs and stuff.
Gigs and stuff. And my crowd in America, just follow her on social media. Be there. If you forget her name, ask me. Message me. I'll tell you what it is. Go to where I follow. I follow on everything but Twitter because I don't use Twitter because I'm A, kind of old, and B, I don't care what you have to say. So I don't do Twitter. I don't care what anyone has to say.
You want to see the pictures, but you don't want to hear their thoughts.
Yeah, I don't want to hear their thoughts because the pictures are way better. It's like, oh, that looks delicious. And they talk and they're like, bleh. And I'm like, you're dumb.
You're so not as fun as me. Like, why are you even bothering?
Okay. You said it and I stand by it. So this is my dear friend. We've had so much time together. So at this point, she's a dear friend. Before, she was a human friend, and now she has antlers. But, cheesy, I hate myself for doing that.
Like a halo, though.
What a halo? I got a lesser halo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was about to say this is not how you end the show, but this is a show I don't care about. This is for fun. I want you to be my friends because they're amazing. So anyway, until next time, we're gonna have Stephanie Laing on again. We're gonna do a follow-up that's not at the airport. But until next time, everybody out there, rock the day, rule the night.